Jefferson High School. Thank you so much for coming out this evening for our 2019-2020 curriculum night. My name is P. Murphy. I am the principal here at Thomas Jefferson. To my right, your left is Mr. Ware, one of our assistant principals, and I also have two of our counselors here this evening, Mrs. Yeager and Mr. Kilcoyne. So what we'd just like to briefly overview here this evening for you are a lot of the changes. There's a lot of changes for the 1920 school year, so we want to kind of make sure that everyone's on the same page. We want to teach you how we're going to online schedule this year. We're going to use Skyward. We have a little video. We think it's a very simple process, and hopefully you will as well. We want parents to be involved with this. We think this is one of the biggest decision parts in students' school lives. The courses that they take definitely set them up for the next year and ultimately their path for after high school. So we want to be here, we want to help, we want to make sure that you have your questions answered when it comes to the courses that we have. We've put all of this information online. I believe we've sent out some emails with you with these links, so we're going to make all of this information for you available, and then we'll also be available through email, phone conversations, with all the counselors, evening administrators, so that we can make sure in the next 8 days that we get every student in the best place possible going into our new high school, which will open, you can hold me to that, in 2019. So, just looking at our schedules, in the month of January, we did propose. We had a lot of conversation about this for more than a year. When I came on board, it was something I had to get up to speed with, but we did have some public meetings, and we are going to go into a 7-period day next year, 7 academic courses, and 1 period that we call PLT, which is personalized learning time. What this will be every day for every student in the high school, grades 9 through 12, is they will have 3 30-minute blocks of time on a daily basis where they will get to choose information, courses, remediation that they have interest in. If they have no interest in any of the things that are being offered that day, they will then have that opportunity to have 2 30-minute study halls. And one of these 30-minute blocks will be their lunch. So our PLT time will be centered, it'll be starting, pardon me, approximately 11:20, and it will go till 1 o'clock p.m. The thing that's nice about this is it allows us to do a lot of the things in the day that we really don't have time. We're going to provide opportunities for kids for remediation. If teachers can schedule kids, if I'm giving a test and I see some kids weren't really grasping those concepts, I'll be able to schedule them and say, hey, I want A, B, C, and D. You're going to come see me during that A block. And I'm going to sit down, I'm going to work with them, and I'm going to have a real good opportunity to kind of assess them or remediate them or do whatever I feel is appropriate to make sure that they're up to speed with their peers. Okay? I could also do it as enrichment. If I have kids that are doing awesome and doing just way better than I expected, that might be an opportunity for me to kind of push that envelope forward. And we're going to hope that we're going to be able to provide a variety of opportunity for kids, from guest speakers to club activities, and really the sky's the limit. Where we think it's going to be and where it ends up, I'm sure it will change. But that's a big change. So with that, we've had to make a lot of different changes to the traditional format. One of them being our science classes next year, unless it's an AP Science, will not have a lab attached to it. Now that for some is a big deal. But there's definitely a lot of other schools that we've had some conversations with that also do this. So our teachers have had more than a year to prepare for that, and I do feel confident that they will be able to still provide you and your children with the world-class education that they deserve through that process. So we have a flexible day, personalized learning time, and this year we introduced Skyward. Some of you liked it, some of you may not. It is a pretty robust system, and what it's going to allow us to do is schedule kids electronically. And again, we will show you that. Also new for next year, the juniors, the rising seniors, next year's class of 2020 will be the last class in the near future, graduating from Thomas Jefferson High School with a class rank. Every class from 2021 and beyond, they will not have a rank. So they will have a GPA, it will be calculated as normal, but we will just not be providing ranks on transcripts or report cards. So that's a different change, okay? We've adjusted our graduation requirements to tailor to this new schedule. Currently, seniors this year must take 26 credits to graduate from Thomas Jefferson. That will be reduced by 1 for next year. Everyone in the class of 2020 and beyond will only be taking 25 credits. Okay. We have a lot of new courses proposed, and we have some more on the way in future years. We have put all of that information in the program of studies. I think as you go through this process with your sons, your daughters, your grandchildren, etc., take a look at them. Read the course descriptions, become familiar with what the classes are and what we're asking kids to do in them. For me personally, what I'm really trying to push our staff here to do is take one step forward with our rigor. Okay, our rigor in our academic courses and also our rigor in our honors and AP. Along with these changes, we are also moving forward in career preparation. State of Pennsylvania, 2 years ago, they mandated that. Our counseling staff here has done a fantastic job, and we are trying to have these conversations. And there is a big section at the end of our program of studies through the Naviance program that we're using here that kind of starts to give you some of that information. We want to continue to build that. We want to continue to enhance that so that our kids are prepared or are able to make solid decisions for the things that they'd like to do moving forward. So for next year, all students in the high school will still need to take 4 English courses to graduate, 3 social studies, 3 science, and then they will have a choice. They must then take somewhere in that matrix 1 additional science, 1 additional social studies, or a semester of each. So they need a total of 7 science credits and social studies credits by the time they graduate. So they can get that in multiple ways. Again, more science, 3 social studies, more social studies, 3 science, or they can take a semester course of each. Mathematics is still 3 credits. There is a computer mandatory course somewhere in those 4 years. It's a half credit. Gym will be new, 3 credits of gym. All 9th graders will take gym every day for a semester, which is new. Currently, right now, it's 2 days a week, but every 9th grader will have gym every day for either the first semester or the second. 10th grade, we have combined health and gym into 1 class. So all 10th graders have already been scheduled for gym. They will all take gym in a block. Health will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Gym will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's already in their course request. All 10th graders will take it that way. Our juniors and seniors will have a choice. They can either take gym in their junior year or not. If there's more academic courses that they want to take, they can definitely push gym to their senior year. Okay? They need to take it in 3 out of the 4 years, but there is some flexibility right there. Currently, students that are going to take our AP Sciences, if they're not taking 2, if they're taking AP Chem, we are going to put a gym with that class that will meet every other day, opposite of the AP Science labs. If you're taking 2 AP Science, like AP Physics and AP Biology, which is a traditional pairing for some kids in that senior year, those classes will be paired together, and you'll have lab every other day for those courses. So it'd be like AP Bio Lab on A, then you'd have on B, you'd have lab, and then AP Physics C. So the AP courses are the only science classes we have with lab. Arts and Humanities is 1 credit. Okay, there's a lot of ways to achieve arts and humanities. Foreign language, for example, is 1. And then we have total 8 more additional electives, and that brings us to 25. Just to be fair, make sure that you're aware of this, because I see we have a lot of very talented athletes at Thomas Jefferson. If your son or daughter, if you're planning on them going to college, you do need 16 NCAA approved core classes. Core classes are math, science, English, social studies, okay? So to be enrolled in an NCAA school, you do need 16 of those throughout high school, which should be a problem.
Foreign language counts too.
And foreign language also counts, okay? We told kids your transcript, that is truly your academic record. That's kind of what gets passed on when we had this today. Your course grades determine your QPA, and as I said, a lot of changes for next year. One of the biggest changes is how we're going to grade. Currently, our grading system is a little difficult to understand. Most of you may understand it better than I do, but it's kind of a blend between QPA and average, right? Next year, we're going to go straight mathematical, so each quarter will be worth 25% of an overall grade for a class that meets full year, and 50%, if it's a semester-long class, each 9 weeks in the semester will be worth 50% of that grade. So all 4 9 weeks will count equally. We will add those up, divide by 4, and that percentage, if it's an 89, it's a B. If it's a 64, it's a D, etc. So, oops, sorry about that. So the grading policy, how we're actually calculating grades and determining those final averages is also changing. Okay. As I said, class of 2020, the last one with a red. Hard to see, but we showed kids, this is an example of what our transcripts look like. All of your academic records are on there. Your SAT scores will go on there if you take them. Your keystone tests, okay? A lot of kids are not so interested maybe sometimes taking those tests. It is a graduation requirement. It's a Thomas Jefferson High School graduation requirement. Those scores also go on the student's transcript. What do I need to take next year? Every student's going to take English. Most are going to take math. Most are going to have a science or a social studies if you're in grades 9, 10, and 11. When you get to that senior year, you're going to have some more of that flexibility, okay? We are asking every student, grades 9 through 12, to request 7 full credits. You cannot take more than 7 in our current system. That's different because we had points and 0.2 for this and 0.4 for that. 7 is the max that you can get. There's only 7 academic periods in a day. So that's something that you may want to become strategic with, okay? Nothing that we do in our PLT time will be graded. None of those opportunities are there for additional credit. Okay? As we said, the program of studies, we've made it available. You can go online. We have some links. We might even have sent that out already today through Skyward, so all of you can kind of take a look at that. Are you pulling it up?
I've got it. I don't know if it's going to come up. No. If it pops up, we'll talk about it. Oh, there it is. So 82 pages worth of stuff, a lot of information.
So it's quite a large document, but a lot of time was put in there. There were quite a few revisions, and ultimately, as you kind of read through it, the first part is general information about the school. A lot of the things I just mentioned to you, dropping and adding courses. We try to be as comprehensive as we can be with our expectations. And then as you kind of scroll through that, it kind of gets into the courses, starting with our cores, has a description of all the English classes that are required, and then it also has descriptions of some of the elective courses that are in each department. Right? So a lot of information in there. Would like you to take a look at it. If you have questions, we're here, obviously, to help. Talked about PE. Students that attend Steele Center, we did have a presentation this morning for our 9th graders. Steele Center is our vocational training school that we partner with. We send kids there in grades 10, 11, and 12. No 9th graders go to Steele Center, but we definitely want kids that are interested in vocational training to definitely take advantage of those opportunities. Those that go there, based on our schedule, okay, we will, if they attend for 3 years, they can earn credit in the programs that they're in math and science. So that's also something to consider that may be a little bit more difficult to understand or process at first. So we're going to have to bounce some things around, and our counselors are definitely prepared to kind of have some of those conversations with parents or students. Okay? We've asked our kids to try new things. There's a lot of great teachers here. There's many great courses. We're not going to get every single thing that we want, especially the younger you are, the less opportunity you have. But as you progress through high school, you have a lot more choice. And again, the advantage, like we're moving into probably the most advanced high school that I've ever seen. There's a lot of great equipment in there, a lot of great new opportunities for kids to kind of get their hands on some things, some art classes, some tech ed classes, some video production. We have a music studio that will be in the new school that we're going to kind of pilot this year before we turn it into a full-scale course. But we really want kids to take advantage. So a couple things, again, a lot of changes, and that's why I thought it was important not to just have incoming ninth graders, but have all parents invited. Because we're going away with the rank, we are adding for next year, we are adding a new designation for graduation called an AP Scholar. An AP Scholar will be a student that in their high school career takes 5 AP courses, okay? Takes 5 AP courses and takes the AP exam. 3 of those courses must be completed prior to their senior year. Why is that? Because we need to be an AP Scholar, you have to have a 3, a 4, or a 5 on one of those AP exams to be eligible, okay? If you take 6 and you get a 2 on one, but you still have 3, 4, or 5 in your sophomore, junior year, you are eligible. In your senior year, you have to take 2 courses, you have to take 2 exams. If you take 5 exams and courses throughout your high school career with a 3, 4, or 5 on 3 of them, you will graduate from Thomas Jefferson High School starting next year as an AP Scholar. So that's something that's new. Those of you, I know we didn't have our AP night last week due to the weather, so just a couple things I want to mention about that. The College Board runs the AP tests. AP tests have correlation with college credit for many of the classes that they correspond with. Students, depending on the university, not Ivy Leagues, but most other universities, offer credit for students who do well on AP exams. Currently, you register for those exams
By March 11th.
by March 11th. So if you have a son or daughter right now, that is the deadline for this year. The College Board, not Thomas Jefferson High School, they have moved that back for next year. It will be done in October. So you need to decide in October and pay if you are going to take one of those exams. So that's a big difference. In our program this year, like I said, we've made lots of changes, and again, I'm trying not to forget any of them, but our teachers are here this evening to talk about AP as well as the other courses. But we are also introducing college and high school class, okay? What a college and high school class is, for those of you that do not know, is it's a class that you take here, but we also have an agreement with universities, okay? Pitt is one, for example. So AP Calculus is a class we have an agreement with Pitt. You can go into that class for $70 a credit, which is a pretty good deal. If you pass the class, you can receive 4 credits from the University of Pittsburgh. So for $240, you can get 4 college courses if you pass that class. And I believe there are some parameters you have to have a C or better. That money comes from the students, from the parents. The school does not pay for that. You also have the option in those situations to take the AP exam and try to earn college credit that way. So what we are trying to do, we are expanding our options for you to decide what is best for you. And we saw that the University of Pittsburgh is the 2nd highest attended university from students from Thomas Jefferson. So we do have a couple partnerships with them in math, one in psychology, and hopefully we can continue to build some new pathways moving forward. As I mentioned, all students need to take 7 credits, and we're going to ask you to take 3 alternates. We're going to show you how to select those. Not a guarantee we're going to get our first choice of 7, but we definitely want to do our best to make that happen. But that's why we're also going to ask all young men and women to select 3 alternates as well. Our teachers, over the last 2.5 weeks, have spent a lot of time putting in some recommendations. When you open this up this afternoon or this evening or tomorrow or whenever in the next 8 days, you're going to see requests that have been put in by the teachers, or recommendations. The teachers have looked at grades, they've looked at performance in the classroom, but they've also looked at students' data, and they've made their best possible recommendations for what they feel. Now, not all of you will agree with that, and that's perfectly fine. Or you may go on there and your son is recommended for all honors and all AP, and you think that that may be too much of a load for them. We totally understand that and we respect it. So we want to give you that opportunity to have conversation with us, and if you're not comfortable with the choices that were made, we ask that you email or call our counselors, and we'll assist you through that process. Okay? We can definitely make the changes, but we want you to understand that our teachers have done that with the best intentions, with fidelity, to try and put your sons and daughters in the very best position. That's a lot of information. I know that some of you probably have some questions. I will certainly do my best, but I know you didn't come here tonight to listen to me. As I said, I do have members of the faculty here this afternoon, this evening. In the hallways, our 4 core classes are in the cafeteria, in our foreign languages in there, and our electives are kind of around that first floor. So I encourage you to go out there, have conversations with all the staff, ask what you need to know. They're definitely prepared to talk about the AP courses, all of the required courses, and the additional electives that are offered in each of our departments. All right? So a lot of information. Myself, Mr. Kilcoyne, Mr. Ware, and Mrs. Yeager, we will also be up here available to kind of answer questions regarding scheduling. Before I let you go, I'd like to show you briefly with about a 6 to 7 minute video that Assistant Principal Mr. Narsborough, he did make this. It is with it's really our students, it's really our data, and I do think it's really this simple. So please, hopefully we can get this to work, right, Mr. Kilcoyne?
It's gonna.
Hi, my name is Adam Narsborough, Assistant Principal at Thomas Jefferson High School. I'm going to show you how to request courses for the future school year in the West Jefferson Hills School District on Skyward. When you're in your Skyward account, you're going to see a link on the left side that says Schedule. Once you click on Schedule, the student schedule will appear on the screen. Up in the top right corner, you'll see a blue link that says Request Courses for the 2019-2020 school year in Thomas Jefferson High School. Click on the link. On the left side of the screen, you're going to see available courses for the 2019-2020 school year that go in alphabetical order by department, starting with art all the way down through world language. These are the lists of available courses for students for the 1920 school year based on the student's grade. When you want to add a course to your selected courses list for the future school year, you simply click on the course, click Add Course, and that course will now come over into your selected courses list. You will also see some classes listed over here that were recommended by your teacher. Those courses will have an asterisk or star next to that course. Students are not permitted to remove those courses from their selected courses. This process allows you to add the elective courses you would like to take alongside of the recommended core courses that your teachers have recommended. I suggest you look through our 2019-2020 program of studies to see course descriptions for all of the courses that are available to you. When you add courses, you simply add them over to your selected courses and they'll appear on the right side of the screen. If you want to remove a course because you do not want to take that course for the future school year, you simply click on the course and remove the course. It'll send that course back over to the available courses. So you will need to add a total of 7 credits for the future school year. In addition to having 7 credits selected, you also need to add 3 alternates. How you add alternates to the Skyward Scheduler is up at the top. There's a blue link that says Request Alternates. Once you click on that link, you will choose courses that will be alternate courses for you for the future school year. The process is the same. You click on the course, you click Add Course, and that course will come over to your selected alternates. You do this 3 times, 3 courses for selected alternate courses. To go back to your requested courses, simply click on the requested courses, and you'll see your list on the right side. As a reminder, all students will have to have a total of 7 credits requested, 3 alternate requests, and this process will be ongoing until the end of the scheduling period. If you have any questions, please contact your school counselor or your grade level principal, and we will be more than willing to assist you in the scheduling process for the future school year. Thank you very much. Go Jaguars.
Look pretty simple. I saw some kids already today went on. This is open for you right now, so it is on. So at any point in time, you will be able to kind of start that process. It's important to remember you have 7 courses. You can only take 7. You can't take 8. You can't take 7.5 in the current format that we are in. You will have 8 days. This process will close next Friday. I believe at 4 p.m. So you do not have to do it today. We are not closing kids out of courses like the first come, first serve. That's not how we do it. We will build our master schedule based on the requests of the students in the high school. Okay? So you do have time to sit down, to talk about it, discuss it, plan it, think about it, look into some colleges that you may have interest in, see what they require. Ask questions to the counselors, to the principals, or to the teachers that are here this evening, okay? We want you to be successful in this process, and we're here to help. Hopefully, when you take a look at the video, we posted this so you can see it multiple times. I think it's a pretty simple process. And again, as I said, we're there to help. I know that some of you probably definitely have questions, but I want to get you out there. And I'm sure you have other things to do this evening as well. I will be down here. We will be down here to help, answer questions. But we encourage you to go out and see our teaching staff and ask them because they are the experts. Thank you all very much.